We interrupt your normal brainwashing reprogramming for a public freedom announcement, brought to you in part by Kameron Robinson. The views expressed in the following slam are not necessarily the views of everyone, but are indeed righteous and true, being based in hope for true equity, love, and change. Thank you for listening. Please save your ignorance for someone who cares. Now wake up. In the heat of musky darkness, smothered in southern humidity, I abandoned their God, and I heard ancestral voices call to me. My genetic memory awoke, and my third eye opened, and I saw project rooms as holding cells in slave ships' storage bays on their way to prison plantations. I saw thug become the N-word, illegal immigrant become spick, Muslim become terrorist, woman become weak, and human lives become jokes. I heard them call to me in this euphoric epiphany, rise up, young brother, and fight for your people. Fight for the people. Fight for what's right. Throughout the transatlantic soul trade, there were nearly 500 slave ship insurrections. This means my people did not shuck and jive at the driver's whip. No, they flipped that script and they told him park it. Nor that they diddle-daddle to their deaths. Nay, they came overthrowing overseers with the belief that over their dead bodies would they be owned by soulless white bodies, the ancestors of white ghost posers led by wizards and dragons, neo-Nazi fascists, and the blue KKK humanized pigs. The final solution wasn't Hitler's first offense. See, Jews were segregated in the ghettos, marked with a yellow Star of David, deprived of legal and natural rights, and mass incarcerated to be used as capital to fuel his machine. Operation Paperclip tells us where they copy and pasted their master plan from. See, they plagiarized the plague many times, from smallpox blankets to Tuskegee experiments, from the Northwood documents to 9/11, and from Emmett Till to Trayvon Martin. But you see, my people can play their games too. See, we brought back race riots, sit-ins, and freedom marches, brought Watts to Ferguson, brought Belle Isle to Baltimore, and Birmingham to New York. See, we were born marked with a melanin Star of David. So we saw you set us as your new project, and projects that reflect prison architecture, non-violent false offenses cause mass incarceration, and form capital to fuel your machine. Bet you thought your atrocities went unseen. Bet you thought we wouldn't catch the mulatto masters, Uncle Toms, and Agent 800s. But you were wrong. Mass media manipulation painted Tamir a shade of thug his 12 years never saw, brought gentle giant Eric to his early grave, and left remains to daughters fatherless. Ask me why I dropped razor blades and suicidal tendencies, and you'll see a fire grow bright in me. A fire that rivals cross burnings and church bombings. A fire that represents the revival of revolution, the second coming of Molotov cocktails and bus boycotts. I want to live for every black slave to overthrow his master, for every black man murdered or incarcerated for defending himself, for every raped slave woman whose battered entire physical being brought my race into being, for every sexually assaulted or abused woman of color fighting for the justice she has yet to receive. I want to live for every single hashtag I can't breathe, for every hashtag am I next, for every hashtag if they gun me down today, for every hashtag Black Lives Matter. As a matter of fact, I want to live for every black life to be reduced to little more than a hashtag and a t-shirt. I want to live for every man of color to die in red blood, murdered by whites in blue suits, for Eric, Trayvon, Tamir, Rumain, Aki, Kaim, and John II. I want to live for every revolutionary to meet an early end, for Nat Turner, Martin Luther King, and Malcolm X. Because I want to live, I will push until I have met disappointment more times than my lungs have met oxygen, until I have corrupted the operating corrupted system and shut it down. I will be the virus to cyber-terrorize this terrorist organization until Eric, Trayvon, Tamir, Rumain, Aki, Kaim, John II, and all my other fallen brothers and sisters and people in general have received justice. Sleep on us a little while longer, so that when we alarm clock you with our lion's roar, you'll be well unrested. So that you don't have time to react to the truth flowing through you, so that your system is so shocked at the system that you have to completely reboot, root yourself, and find your nappy roots, so that maybe you won't forget the atrocities committed. Credit this to our ancestors' spirits speaking through us. This is a public freedom announcement. This has been a spiritual awakening call. This shall be a war cry. Good night and goodbye.